we're going to have today the Drukhari facing off against, I almost said Abaddon, the Black Legion with Abaddon. You got Drazar, we've got Abaddon. It's going to be a throwdown. It's going to be lots of fun. We will be back in just a minute with our army reviews, and then we'll get into deployment. I'm looking forward to this game a lot. Alright folks, here we are with the Drukhari list. I'm actually running very heavy Ynnari this time, which I haven't done in quite a while. I did it for a tournament a while back and I'm trying it again today. So this is actually all Ynnari on this side. So I've got the Incarn, I've got an Archon here. He has the Lost Shroud and the Walker of Many Paths, I want to say, is the name of the Warlord trait. The Lost Shroud lets him reduce damage by half. He gets a 5-up Feel No Pain. And the Warlord trait that he gets for the Stratagem is that he regenerates CP on a 5-up, and he can reroll a hit and a wound roll. So that's nice. Then I've got Squad of Cabalite Warriors. They're just regular dudes. One guy has a Shredder. We've got 5 Witches with a Shardnet Impaler. The Hecatrix has a Blast Pistol. I've got a squad of 7 Witches, Agonizer and Blast Pistol and Shardnet Impaler. I've got 2 squads of 5 Incubi. I've got 5 Reaver Jet Bikes. I've got 5 Hellions. I have 3 Raiders over here. 3 Venoms, a Raider, and a Reaper. All of these will be in the Ynnari detachment, so we'll get Strength from Death for all the non-vehicle things, which is a lot of fun with Incubi. And then the vehicles will be able to reroll wins to hit as long as they're within range of the Archon, so that helps a little bit more efficiency with the Reaper. And the Raider has the Dark Lance. So one time it might hit something and it might kill something. We'll see. The Incarn is the Incarn. It has Ancestor's Grace, so the reroll ones in combat spell, and then a targeted smite and regular smite, but it can only cast 2. Then the Patrol is going to be Prophets of Flesh. So I've got 2 squads of Racks. They each have, the first one has the Hex Rifle and Ossifactor, and then the second squad has a Hex Rifle. We've got the Homunculi with a Vexator Mask. Drazar, the Master of Blades, has the Warlord trait for Hatred Eternal. And 3 Talos with the Haywire Blasters and the Macro Scalpels. So that is it. It comes right in at 2,000 points. And with Strength from Death, I'm hoping the Ynnari can pull off some combat goodies. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm playing against Black Legion. Lots of not lots, but there's some psychic stuff there to be seen, and should be lots of fun. So we'll go over the Black Legion list next. All right, here we go. I'm playing Russell today. Looking forward to this game for a while. Russell's a big Black Legion fan, so this is Black Legion Army, and he's going to talk through what everything is. I'll point at stuff, because I think I can recognize it, but I'll forget all the names and all his cool tricks. So go ahead, Russell.
All right, so starting off with my Warlord, I got Abaddon. He's got a Debt to the False Emperor on a 5-up, which won't count for today, which is Burst Among Traitors. That's his Warlord trick. He's also a Lord of the Black Legion, so he has a reroll all hits bubbles around him. It's not the failed hits, so it's all hits, so modifiers don't matter. And it's still like the old Chapter Master, so I can reroll all hits around him. Then I have a Dark Apostle. He has a Illusory Supplication, which gives a 5-up Invone bubble to all models within 6 inches of him. He has a Warlord trait, which is Trusted War Leader. Each time I spend a command point, I get a Stratagem or a command point back on a 5-up. Then I have my Sorcerer with a Jetpack, modeled as Iskandar Kaon from the Black Legion and Talon of Horus books. He's got Warptime and Weaver of Fates. Weaver of Fates improves an Invone on a Tzeentch unit. So all my army, except for the Obliterators, Havocs, and Terminators, are Tzeentch. So in all reality, if the Cultists are next to the Dark Apostle and I put that on them, then we can have Cultists with a 4-up Invone.
It's not okay.
Yes. And then we have 2 squads of Terminators. One squad's got Combi-bolters and Lightning Claws with the Chain Fist on the Aspiring Champion. And then the other squad has Combi-meltas and Power Fist on the whole squad. Got a squad of Obliterators, 3 of them Slaanesh, a squad of Reaper Chain Cannons, Havocs, and then a squad of Havoc Las Cannons. Then we also have a squad of Bikes that all have Chain Swords with the Aspiring Champion with a Lightning Claw. And then we also have a Drill, which will be deep striking, and it's got the new Forge World rules where it has a Melta Cutter that's heavy 5, strength 8, neg 4, d6 damage, and it does some really good damage against vehicles in melee combat. And that's the list. Pretty vanilla.
Nope. We left out cultists.
Oh, the most important part of the list.
The 4 of Invoke cultists.
Yes.
And you do have 1 Chaos Space Marine?
Yes, I have one squad of 10 Chaos Space Marines. They have,
okay.
the Aspiring Champion has a chainsword and a bolt gun. Then I have 4 guys with bolt pistols and chainswords, 2 guys with las cannons, and 3 guys with bolt guns.
Oh, those guys. See, I was just assuming that these other las cannons were part of the Havocs. I didn't even realize that was part of the CSM list there. Or group. Fun times. It's fun. He says it's vanilla. He says that like it's just not going to be any big deal, but it's going to be a pretty interesting little showdown. We're going to have some fun with this. So we'll be back in a minute. We did roll up mission number 12, Scorched Earth, so we'll come back and show you the field and deployments and all that in just a minute. We have done the deployment. Russell won the deployment roll-off, so he got to pick the sides. He picked the other side. If you're not familiar with the Scorched Earth, you've got 3 objective markers that are on kind of one side of the board, 3 objective markers on the other side of the board. But you have the long edge deployment, so you have 2 in each deployment zone, 2 in the center, 2 in your opponents. There's a mission-specific secondary that neither one of us really thought about for very long because it's really hard to do. It's the raising one where you have to get to your opponent's marker, control the marker, and at your command phase, you can raise it and you get points for it. But I think maybe if you're Dark Angels with Deathwing Knights, you can pull something like that off. But for everybody else, it's a little tricksy. So my deployment's pretty simple. In the Raider, I have Drazar and I have the 7 Witches. This Venom has Cavalite Warriors. I've got Hellions in the building, Rax, Homunculus with Vexator Mask, Talos. I've got Venom with Incubi on this side. Down here, kind of in the center, is the Incarn, the Archon, more Rax. We've got a Reaper. We've got 5 Witches right here. We've got the Jet Bikes there, and the other Venom with Incubi. Then Russell's deployment. We've got some mean Terminators over here. We've got some Cultists back here. We've got more Cultists back here. And then a whole bunch of other stuff hanging out here. So we got all the characters. We've got all of the not jet bikes, but the bikers. Havocs, Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, it's a bundle of joy. And then deep striking the drill. Oh, it's just behind me. Cool. So he's deep striking the drill. He's also got, the chain cannon havocs are in the drill. Reaper chain cannons are in the drill. These guys are deep strike. Obliterators are deep strike. So it's going to be a party when that comes around. And now we are ready to roll off to see who will go first. Ha ha ha. I don't know. I think I would like to go first. Why don't you go ahead and roll? We'll see what we get. He's got a 5. I rolled a 2. Apparently, he's going first. That could be a problem for me. Let's see. He's going to kill a bunch of stuff. Oh, yes, it'll be great. We'll be back in just a minute with the end of turn 1 for the Black Legion. Black Legion turn 1 is ended. The Havocs moved out. They were very much obnoxious to me. Thankfully, it did cost them some command points to get the work finally finished, but they still did their business. These guys scooted forward. Did they shoot the Chaos Space Marines over here?
Yeah, that's the first 2 ones that went on.
Okay, gotcha. So those guys came around to shooting. He did get his 5-up Feel No Pain 5-up Invul on the bike squad. Sadly, though, for him, the bike squad went boom. They charged up over here. Came in, hit the boat and the Talos, but then my Vexator Mask was here, so I made them fight last. I spent 2 command points to reroll wounds on the Talos, and they ate up the bike squad. And I would have felt bad, except that before that happened, he killed my Reaper, and it did blow up, and it did a wound on my Archon, killed a Rack. I was disappointed about that. So tit for tat. Kind of, sort of, I guess. I was really sad to lose the Reaper. And then I did lose 2 of my Hellions to shooting, and then I took 4 wounds on this Venom over here. And I think that was it. There was no scoring. No, you did. You scored 2 points for Bring It Down. No, 1 point, right? Because the way they changed everything. So we scored a point for Bring It Down. We both took Grind Them Down. So that's going to be interesting to see in this game. So I need to add up that point there. He did also spend a few command points. He did Endless Cacophony. He did Veterans of the Long War. He did Spear. What is the Spear Tip?
Tip of the Spear.
Tip of the Spear. I spent command points as well. We both also regenerated a command point on a 5-up, so we can't do that again the rest of this turn. And that's it. So we'll be back in a minute for the Drukhari turn 1. Alright, the turn is ended now for the Drukhari. So we've done some moving and some shuffling. These racks raised a banner. Everybody here moved forward to keep the Feel No Pain bubble going for at least this vehicle, for now, from the Incarn. Because the Reaper's dead, so there's no point in that. And re-rolling didn't matter from the Archon, because I rolled a 2 to hit with its Dark Lance. Great. Not that it had excellent targets. The Talos moved up. The Homunculus advanced so he could get Vexator Mass Goodness to go off a little easier, potentially, if Russell comes at him. This Venom came forward, did not advance, and was in rapid fire to shoot at the Havocs. We put a lot of poison shots into the Havocs and killed 3, I think. And then these last 2 guys I charged with the Venom first, and he killed it in Overwatch. And it was so sad. I had 2 wounds left on the Venom. His wound roll was a 1. He CP re-rolled it into a 6. I was excited because I thought I was going to survive that. And then one of my Incubi broke his ankles getting out. So that was disappointing. The Hellions made their charge, came in, and did nothing because there's no AP on their weapons. I'm a little bitter. And then we lost a Hellion. He hit me back with his fist and killed one. I'm telling you, I'm hoping that the 17 points a model means we'll have something cool coming for them in the future. The good news is they are tied up. Over here, we had Venom and the Reavers all shooting into the Terminators that are nestled neatly into the building here, and I did a wound, which I guess shouldn't surprise me because it's poison weapons and he's in cover and he's Terminators and everything else. So, you know, it is what it is. And then the Witches came around here. They raised a banner. These guys shot into the Terminators. The Ossifactor actually had a shot to kill one. I was excited because there was a wounded guy in there, and I hit and wounded, and then he rolled his 4-up invuln save, and you know, it's like, great.
5-up invuln save.
5-up, sorry, it was a 5-up. He rolled it, whatever it was. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do an extra mortal wound. Oh, never mind. So end of the turn, here we sit. I got 3 points for engage on all fronts. He killed the Venom and got grinding down points. I'm a little disappointed about that. He started deploying Scramblers. I have raised 2 banners. And that's it. I'm at 5 command points. He's at 7. And that is the end of turn 1. So we will come back in just a second here for the Black Legion turn 2. Well, folks, Black Legion turn 2 was nasty. The deep striking with all the shooting, I know about all the shooting, but having just taken the brunt of it, it's pretty nasty. The Talos have all died. One of them did explode, caused a wound on the Homunculus, killed a rack over here, and hurt his buddy. Then and this was from Obliterators, and was it the Reaper autocannons were basically responsible for killing all the Havoc, all the Talos. The Venom died. It actually took a while. Both of my Venoms on the board ignored all the Melta shots, but with their 5-up Night Shields, and then died to other things. Well, one Venom is still alive, but this one eventually died to like bolter shots and other random stuff. It was kind of fun. The Cabalites got out, they were fine, and then they got shot with more Chain Reaper autocannons. That was delightful. The Incubi, all of them except for their Klevex died, and he did not fail his morale, so that was nice of him. The Hellions died. These guys came out, did a lot of shooting. The Havocs fell back, obviously that's why they were able to shoot at my Hellions. So most of this side of the board has now been eliminated. I'm disappointed about that. Homunculus is still sitting here. Archon's still sitting here. Over on this side of the board, he did some cool deep striking fun stuff. He used the Tide of Traitors is what that's called for this. I always get the names mixed up because so many armies have a similar thing now. So these guys came over and deployed Scramblers in my zone. These Terminators deep struck down. They were in this corner behind a building, made an 11-inch charge, which got to my Incarn. It was pretty impressive. The Incarn is down to 3 wounds, but still alive, and did kill 2 Terminators in return. Over here, the Terminators charged into my bikes, but because they're in Ynnari right now, he chose to fight first against the Incarn, which is wise. So the bikes got to pile in first, and they were able to keep him from getting onto this objective. And then I killed one Terminator that was wounded and did a wound to another one. He killed a bike. and I had to spin for lightning fast reactions. So he's got tons of stuff all over the place. There are cultists down here. They are on that objective, or
Yeah, they're on the objective.
I assume they were. And then over here is just a big pile of horrific death. And I don't know if there's much I can do about it, but I will give it a whirl. And that's about it. So he did score. I'm pretty sure he's going to get grind him down for this turn. He killed 5 units. He scored 4 for Bring It Down, getting the Talos and the Venoms, or a Venom, and then deployed Scramblers 1 more time. So he's just got to do that somewhere in the middle, and he'll get that one taken care of, and he got 10 on primary. So that was a wowzer of a turn 2. I'm going to do everything in my power now to shenaniganize my way back into the game, but it's going to be rough. So we'll be back in a minute at the end of Drukhari, turn 2. The turn is over for Drukhari, turn 2. The retaliation was there. I don't know if it was as brutal as I would like it to be, but it was decent. It was good. These guys did nothing. They just sat there and held the banner down tight. Over here, we went ahead and charged in with the Homunculus, the Incubi, and the Raider to keep them off of the objective as much as possible. We did kill a few of them. Do they need a morale?
They're 12 inches of Abaddon.
Oh, yeah. See, War Master. They're back there. He's over here. I will proudly announce that my Hex Rifle took a wound off of Abaddon. Yay! I'm so excited. They almost never hit a character. Over here, Drazar went in, the Witches went in, Drazar killed 3 of the 5 Havocs, yes. But then they were too far away to pile in and tag him, and Drazar did not want to get mean touched by an ugly drill, so he's just going to get hit by the drill anyways. But, maybe it keeps him alive a little longer. We did shoot and kill an Obliterator with the blast pistol from the Succubus, and then we went ahead and charged in, tagged them up in combat, and we were able to wound another one. That's about it. So there's a hurt one there. Over here, we charged with the Rats. They didn't do anything. The Incarn did do a thing and killed the last 2 Terminators. These cultists are still here doing, well, they did 80 play scramblers, but they're still they're doing what they're doing. Over here, my jet bikes, we killed 1 more, I think, with splinter pistols.
Yes.
Yeah, because in combat, all we did was nothing, I don't think. I think you saved all those. Then the Incubi got out of this Venom. They came in here and just picked up some cultists. That was very nice of them. That Venom flew over there to have something else over there to also hold the objective in case my Incubi didn't get the job done. So that's where we sit. I scored 3 more for engage on all fronts. I got a point for raising a banner. And then that was kind of it for my turn. Oh, I had my 5 for primary. So at the end of that turn, the score was actually kind of similar. And I feel like I got the shorter end of the stick from all the things that he killed. But I did manage to tie up the Obliterators, and I limited the amount of output from some things. So we'll see. This next turn will be fairly telling. So we're going into turn 3. And we'll be back after Black Legion. The turn 3 has ended for the Black Legion, and it's an ongoing combat over here. These guys kind of all just stayed put. We just ran around and did some hitting and some smacking. Over here, things got pretty interesting. Drazar took melted guns from the drill to the face and died. No surprises there. Then I lost 3 witches from the combat. The Chain Reaper autocannon dudes piled in, or charged, I should say, not piled in. And we lost a few in combat there. So there's still 1 brave witch left with a shard net, just to be really annoying and hold them back a little longer. These guys all shuffled around. The drill did charge into my Raider and killed it pretty easily. Bolt pistols killed my Homunculus in the shooting phase, so the Incarn came over, was protected from shooting from the Raider from the Lookout Serve rules, so piled in or heroically intervened and destroyed these guys here. The Incubi also killed 1 or 2. Abaddon went for a long bomb charge and was out by like 1.5 inches, I think. It was super close.
It was
scary.
I missed it by like a 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah, it was nuts. And there we have it. So that is the end of the turn. He did, again, kill 4 more units. So again, probably won't get grinded down. That was a poor choice on my part. We were actually laughing at myself, really. We realized I could have taken Domination and probably done fairly well with that one in this game because of moving around and holding things, but I didn't because I'm a fool. There we have it. That's the end of his turn, so we'll be back in a minute with Drukhari, turn 3. Alrighty, the turn is ended for Drukhari. The Archon bravely ran and hid. Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Still on the objective, still have, hid-ish. I was hiding more from the Las Cannon Havocs, but then I killed them. But all the other stuff is now freed. So you can take a look. This guy came and raised the banner. Won't last long, but it is something. Over here, we've got Dead Witch. She died, finally. She did her job for quite a while. I'm proud of her. And she actually got wounds through this time and knocked an Obliterator down to 1 wound. So that was something at least. The Incarn came over here and killed the Las Cannon Havoc. So Las Cannons are gone, but not a lot of other things are. Over here, we did charge. We shot and then charged the Venom into the Cultists, and then 3 from morale. So it was down to 5 after the combat phase, and then 3 ran from morale. Over here, managed to hurt the last Terminator, but he's still there, and then I lost a bike in return. And then these Incubi stayed put, raised a banner. So I've raised 4 banners this turn, making it so Russell's going to have to come and take stuff away. And I scored 15 for primary. So I might be able to still hold out, but he's still got all the deadly shooting unleashed and free now. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to do a lot of hiding if I want to stay alive. So we'll see what happens at the end of Russell's turn 4. The Black Legion turn has come to an end. It was very bad news for Russell. The Incarn with 3 wounds left took all the shots from the drill, all the multi-melters from the drill, took Abaddon's guns, actually the Havocs and the Obliterators, right? Everything. And finally died to the Obliterators. So it was phenomenal for me, but not so much for him because that messed up all his other plans to shoot and kill the rest of my army. Then the drill came in here. I used Hunt from the Shadows, and my Incubi survived the drill's attacks, and then did 3 wounds to the drill. None of that should have happened. Really, none of that should have happened in any way, shape, or form. So the Incarn did way more than I needed it to do, and I'm very thankful for that. And then over here, the bikes killed the Terminator, and that was the end of the turn. So we'll be back in a minute. There's really not a whole lot more to say. He had 5 on primary this turn. He did finish deploying Scramblers with his, whatever these dudes are called.
Disciples.
The Disciples. They came in to deploy the Scramblers. And he got Bring It Down for another point. So he's almost max Bring It Down this turn. He still has the 1 Venom to get rid of. So he's still scoring points. Just shockingly didn't get me off of some of the other objectives that I kind of thought was a no-brainer. I figured that was all going to be done. Hunt from the Shadows was a stratagem I used to keep the Incubi alive with the drill, giving it the 5-up saves, and then I rolled double 6s. So it shouldn't have happened, but it did, and that's where we stand. So we'll be back in a minute. I'm going to score up. We'll do my turn and see if I can do any more work. But with me being able to get primary again, there's not probably much he's going to be able to do, but we'll see. We'll still finish the next turn, and we'll let you know. But we'll be back after Drukhari turn 4. This has gone from being, I thought my game was going to be over real fast after his shooting in turn 2 to making this a pretty interesting game. We'll be back in a second. Alrighty, Drukhari turn is over. Not a lot of shooting on the board for me, so it wasn't too overwhelming. The Incubi died and did not scratch the tank this time. Not surprising there. Over here, I did actually manage to kill an Obliterator with my jet bikes, so that was kind of cool. He only had 1 wound. It's not like it was an amazing attack run. But they are there in combat with the Obliterators. Incubi are over there. My Venom, I fell back to hold this objective with them, then shot in and killed these guys. These dudes did their shooting and didn't do any wounds. They tried. They got into an Obliterator with the also factor, but with cover and his 2-up armor, it just didn't matter. Then I think that's it. So I engaged on 3 of the 4 fronts. For some points there, I raised banners. I did get a bunch of banners on that turn. And nothing for grind him down, as you can see. And Russell got grind him down again. And he will get 10 for primary this turn, thanks to killing my Incubi. So that's where we stand going into turn 5. And we'll be back in a minute with Black Legion, turn 5. Black Legion turn 5 has ended. So these the disciples came up here and swapped places with the drill. Drill backed up that way, took a bunch of shots in here. Inside the building, my bikes died. Not too surprising. Then over here, Home Skillet, what's his name again?
He's a sorcerer with a jump pack, but
No,
Iskandar Kaon.
I was gonna say you keep calling him Iskandar Kaon. I don't know if that was a name or if that was what you called him.
It's a name from a book, but there's no Iskandar in the codex.
Oh, gotcha.
I just modeled him like Iskandar Kaon.
Yeah, but he looks amazing. And he did his psychic shenanigans that he needed. So he moved up, then he warp timed, and he came over this direction and is holding that objective, took down my banner. I lost 3 Incubi to the chain cannon. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I spent the command point for Hunt from the Shadows, which actually helped a few times on some other shots that came through.
He lost 3 to the smite.
Oh, that's right. It was 3 to the smite. It was, the Hunt from the Shadows saved the other 2 guys. And a Power from Pain roll at one point. So that's where we stand on that. So he scored 10 more. Russell scored 10 more for primary on that one. There's a potential I can block grind them down finally if I kill the cool sorcerer. But that's it. So in my turn, I'll pick up I'll max out primary, and then we'll see if I can do any other shenaniganizing. But that at least is where we stand right now at the end of turn 5 for the Black Legion. Okay, my turn has ended. Here's what happened. They shot, didn't hit. The Venom moved over and shot and did hit. Didn't hurt him. He got to swing in. I swung in. Everybody swung everywhere. Nobody died. So it's really quite tragic, because what that means is he took my banner down. He stole a point from me. It's very disappointing, because in the end of the game, we tallied up all the scorings, and it came down to 67 to 68. The Black Legion wins. I mean, we didn't put the paint score in there, but he wins by a point. So that one little banner made all the difference in the world. His Sorcerer became the champion. He was charged by 2 Incubi. That's a bunch of attacks. It was 7 attacks. I used Onslaught, and then I only wounded twice. No 6s. And he saved them both. Like, it's ridiculous. It's one of those amazing games. It was absolutely fantastic. So I lose by a point. I'm very disappointed by that. I'm crushed deep in my soul. Yeah, that was phenomenal. What a good game. So that is the end of our game. I don't know that there's a whole lot else to say about it. It was incredible. Loads of fun. I really thought towards the end I was going to get it, but the silly secondaries, me taking grind them down, ended up being my detriment. And yeah, that was pretty bad. If I'd killed his sorcerer over there, which I thought I would have easily, then he would not have scored grind him down the last turn. And I wouldn't have lost, well, I would have still lost the banner, but would have prevented him from those last 3 points, which would have also won me the game. But it didn't, and it's a dice game, so it doesn't matter. So tell me, Russell, what's your thoughts? You got an MVP from your army on this game here?
The MVP from my army is gonna have to be my sorcerer, Iskandar Kaon.
Yes.
For standing firm.
For sure.
He got most of his psychic abilities off the whole game.
And
there's a lot of lore stuck in that one model. He's got a lot of bravado. That's why he's able to take hits to the face even when he ain't got an in bone.
It was amazing.
He's done great. Abaddon did his job throwing out those rerolls like Gilliman. He also prevented you from wanting to come get this objective because he hurts pretty bad.
Yes, he did. I wasn't about to go tangle with him. Oh, it was amazing.
But I think you did a really good job tying up my army. And, my turn 3, not being able to kill anything hardly, was almost changed the whole game. So.
It did. Well, not killing things hardly, but you still got grind them down out of that because I couldn't kill things either. And yeah, no, but I did shut down your shooting for a turn. Most of the shooting for a turn and a half, almost 2 turns,
yeah,
I guess, with the witches. Yeah, it was a load of fun. I think my MVP ended up being the Incarn. And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But the Incarn taking so much focus over on that corner of the board. The whole army had to kill it. And then that gave me time for the other half of the board over here for me to get points, raising banners, spreading out. And then Russell had to come up with some pretty good shenanigans to get out here, even just to take this one objective right here from the Incubi and still be able to get the rerolls and then still be able to have somebody to come across the board to knock down at least one more banner. So that was a hard-fought game. It was loads of fun. And it was so swingy at some points. I thought I was going to lose after his turn 2 when Russell shot and killed what felt like half of my army was dead. And then I came back and at the end of turn 4, I think, was when Russell was thinking he was about to lose for sure because everything went not his way. And it comes back to a 1-point game. 1-point game. So good. So much fun. Well, thank you for having me out.
Absolutely.
And,
this was a really fun game.
It was super cool.
So I think
much
this
fun.
is my 10th game in 2021.
Is it?
Yeah, it's my 10th game.
Nice.
And this is by far my favorite game in 2021 so far. This was a blast. I had a blast. Been wanting to play for a long time, and I'm glad to get it
me
going.
too.
And it's a beautiful day to play outside in the garage.
It really is. And we'll have some more games because I found out, talking with Russell, he's got 1,000 Suns. I have Grey Knights. That's going to be something that we're going to have to do for sure. And I'll get a new codex and maybe we'll try this again. No, I don't know. It's going to be lots of fun. We're going to have a good time. So I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for hosting. And I hope you guys enjoyed this battle report. This has been a really, really fun game. Absolutely crazy. So thank you for watching Kitchen Table Wargaming. We'll be back soon.